Cheers, queers. What's on the big gay agenda today, Theora?
Today, we are continuing our scene-by-scene breakdown of Pluto the series, and today we will be finishing the epic episode 7. Woo!
Woo! All right, this is what you've been waiting for, right?
Yes, this is it, guys. This is the best part of the episode. But before we jump into that, we first must go over our corrections and clownery segment. So we're gonna we had quite a few, so we're gonna start with Patreon and starting with Q432, who asks a really important question that really honestly needs to be asked, which is Jan versus Oat. Who do you think has the most big gay energy? As it was just Pluto versus us in the recent poll for our big gay energy brackets. So Jan
That's not
versus
fair.
Oat. Caitlin, what are your thoughts?
I don't know.
What?
No, I don't know who would win. I think Jan is
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard.
Just
Jan
Oat
has a
is
lot of big
really
gay energy.
cool, big gay energy. I mean, Jan's cool too, but Jan's confident, go for it, big gay energy.
So's Oat. Oat went for mob boss. That takes a lot of confidence.
I don't know. I'm slowly. I'm sort of leaning towards Oat.
It's hard because Jan,
but it's
anytime
really
Jan
hard.
does anything, it's just big gay energy.
Yeah, she just lives big gay energy, but so does Oat. I feel like they're just the same in their series, but I don't know how you would pit them against each other.
I don't know. Well, Jan did. I don't know. Oat was really comfortable in her queerness, I guess, where she's just losing money at the bar because she's just buying drinks for every woman that walks in, which had in my head canon, so that's a lot of big gay energy. But Jan, I don't know, Jan, when we get into it later, Jan's oblivious about paying being into her. So whereas I don't know, I feel like I would also lean towards Oat, but it's really hard because Jan has so much big gay energy. It's kind of ridiculous.
She really does. But there's something in me that's just pulling towards Oat.
Just Oat, man. Oat got mob boss. That takes a lot of big gay energy to get mob boss, okay? She made a drink just for her. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, I would also lean towards Oat, but it's hard. So let us know what you think in the comments. Leave it in the comments. Who has more big gay energy? Jan from Pluto or Oat from Us, the series? There's no wrong answer. They're both have a lot of big gay energy.
It is. And let us know why, too.
Yes, and let us know why.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Okay. So our next comment from Patreon is from Izzy N. And they wrote, fun fact, Numtan means sugar in Thai. And
sweet.
boy, is that girl sweet. So that tracks.
Also, that just immediately Soda Pop from K-Pop Demon Hunter starts playing in my head when I read that. So thanks for writing that comment.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
It's so good. Okay, next is from BJR, who writes, I listen to your deep dives carefully and they often cause me to reconsider my knee-jerk opinions. You're welcome. That's why we're here. I do admit that the following comes off as stronger than I intended. I think you're good here, BJR. Okay, BJR continues. In my humble opinion, both cases of arson by this is in response to Caitlin's challenge. Was the arson that I did bad? Was it bad? So BGR writes, in my humble opinion, both cases of arson by Ai-un would be essentially 100% wrong in real life. As examples of behavior for the viewers, they were also wrong. So far as symbolism is concerned, they were 75% wrong. Only 75% because it symbolized Ai's dedication to Bae. That's
I
fair.
love the statistics there, the 75%.
It's real scientific. I love it. You got to give her 25% for love, you know? I love that. Okay. VJR continues. Ploy and Ton are sometimes victims because of their love for May. This is a really good point. The attack on Ploy's restaurant seems like another example. The extent of the overall cost to them becomes more obvious as the series continues. Ploy's attempt to defuse the situation is not a justification for attacking her. You could see on Ploy's face that she was on May and Ai's side. Ploy is sometimes a bit oblivious to what's happening, yes, but that's not a justification either. Plus, closing her restaurant would impact many people. That's valid. She's an employer now.
Yeah.
As an additional note, even though I often fall into the trap, a fictional story proves little. This series doesn't necessarily truly reflect the attitude of the upper class. E.g., I've known as many middle class racist or upper class racist, and current voting trends would indicate that there are many lower income racists too. All it possibly points out is that the writers agree with you. Yeah, no, people can be terrible regardless of how much money they have. That's valid.
Oh yeah, no, don't get us wrong. People are just awful.
That's valid. But yeah, no, I read it that way mainly because I think they're trying to put up foils to like May and Ai's backgrounds, and they're being like two-dimensional about it with the terrible twosome and like, you know, the haves versus the have-nots, because that's kind of like May and Ai. It's like May is the have versus the have-not situation, and their backgrounds play into like how they navigate the world. So, but you're valid. Poor people can also suck.
Yeah. It's
yes, absolutely.
Sucking does not discriminate.
Yeah, no. Money has nothing to do with you choosing to be terrible.
Okay, the next comment's on YouTube from the Slayer King 666. I thought process on the reason didn't care about doing this at the wedding was because at the time she didn't love Paul, and it's shown later that Ai is the most important person she cares about. So it tracks in my head that if she could get them to meet at the wedding, it would make her happy. It wasn't until later that she realized she couldn't let May go. So that's my take, but love all your Thai Girl Love reviews.
Thank you. The situation is very fun and complicated. Yeah.
Yes.
Love it. All right, last one is from Progy CPS 8871.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think both Paul and in a way are using each other, where is knowingly using Paul, parentheses, who is clearly very much infatuated and in love, end parentheses, to move on from May, valid, and settle down with someone who actually likes her for her, to choose someone you love versus who loves you. While Paul knows doesn't love him and is still hung up on her ex, he is willing to be used because that's how much he loves her. Is it selfish or selfless? That's a very good question.
That is a really good question.
It's a really good question. But because had that mindset, she took him for granted and didn't acknowledge whether her feelings for him was only her tolerating him or that she was actually falling for him. But once she lost him, that's when she realized, oh, I actually loved him, but it's too late. Yeah, no, is just a bunch of literary irony packaged into a twin. Like, it's insane. You're correct. But that's a really good question. Like, was Paul being selfless or selfish? I think both. Definitely both.
Yeah, because I mean, it's selfish to keep holding on to her when...
Correct.
But, like, selfless
to be like, I will sacrifice all of my time till you're ready. So it's like both in a way.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think, and again, that's the whole thing that like was going through a breakup she hadn't fully processed. So like she doesn't have the space for his feelings. So yeah, it was like she couldn't feel it at the time. And then when he was gone and like the May spell was broken, that's when she was like, oh shit, like that was love. Fuck. Like now it's gone. Yeah. Like poor Like poor Anyway, we're not even at yet. There's just so much about
Wait till we get to everybody.
Is fascinating. There's just so much going on with All right. Well, thank you guys for writing in. Appreciate it. Keep them coming and we will keep reading them out. We appreciate you taking the time to correct us, comment, and share your opinions about Pluto the series.
Yes. And with that, we get into part 4 of the episode 7, where Ploy and Ai are talking alone. And Ploy is thanking Ai, telling her that she would have been stuck in this nightmare if it weren't for May and her. And I want to point out that Ai could have made a big deal that she helped Ploy out. Like, the terrible twosome would have been like, oh my god, yeah, it was so much work for us. You really should be like, you need to repay us someday. And like, it was just a terrible inconvenience for them. But Ai tells Ploy, just don't even mention it. And Ai actually looks nervous while Ploy is telling her this and giving her this compliment, because the way she is standing, her arms are crossed in front of her, and it mimics what Ploy is doing as well. But Ai has her thumb running over her other hand, and it's like a way to soothe her. And I think she just doesn't know how to receive compliments or like what to think of right now because she's just not used to hearing positive things towards her. That's just
I
my
thought so.
thought.
I thought her body language was interesting because she's like got contrasting body language here, where she's like kind of looks more confident because like she's not slouching like she normally does. She's like standing up very straight and she's like meeting Ploy's eyes. But at the same time, like the thumb gesture, she's running her thumb over her arm like she's uncomfortable. It's almost like, what do I do with my hands right now? So it's like an interesting situation where she's like got these contrasting body languages going on. So yeah, maybe it's because she doesn't know what to do with the compliment. Maybe because she's like, oh my God, Ploy's got me alone. What do I do? She's being nice. This is weird.
It never really goes well when Ploy's alone with
Correct.
her.
Yes.
She did just try to burn down the restaurant.
Also correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting.
Anyway, Ploy apologizes to Ai for thinking she was the problem. And Ai's like, well, I kind of was the problem for a second.
It's me.
So,
I'm
yeah.
the problem. It's me.
But May knocks some sense into Ai. Those were Ai's words, not mine. And now Ploy and Ai are in a place where they can just look past everything. So that's progress.
It is.
So then Ai makes a comment that Ploy was May's first girlfriend, which makes Ploy chuckle.
And me, because this is I admitting that part of her motivation for the disco dance party and the rain in Ploy's kitchen was jealousy towards Ploy. So, like, I is admitting, like, yeah, I was jealous. That's part of the reason I almost burned your restaurant down. And I really bringing up the first girlfriend thing is like going to become a plot point for a while. I having this like jealousy towards May's past lovers. But it's like, girl, you were in your late 20s, okay? Like it's totally okay for you and May to have past romantic partners, like and just like baggage in general. Like it's nothing to be jealous over. Like when May was 12, she had a crush. Like it becomes very irrational for I, and it just like it starts becoming apparent here. This is like the catalyst for it.
Yeah. You know, I was very jealous, and that's okay.
It's really weird though, because it's like you're almost 30. Like May is gonna you've met May. May's wonderful. Who wouldn't want to date May? May was dating your sister. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's gonna have like romantic baggage. Like it's nothing to be jealous of. Your first love is not this end all be all thing. I seems to think it is, you know?
That's true.
Ploy doesn't help in this conversation, but like you can see it on her face that she's kind of like a little jealous.
But I think it's also because a lot of media focuses on like the first love is a big thing, and so for I being the one to like read books and things and like just media doesn't have experience herself.
I mean, from personal experience, like first love is way more intense than anything else. So like it is a unique experience because you're dealing with these big emotions that you've never had before in this like huge way. And if it happens when you're younger and like your emotions are way less regulated than when you're adult, like it is this unique big experience because the feelings are super intense and out of control because of age and the novelty of the situation. But like not everybody's like in love with their first love forever. That's a myth, something we make legend and myth in media, like you're saying. But you're right. I being like a novel girly, a book girly, like, yeah, maybe she read one too many romanticises in her life.
Yes.
Like, well,
And it
I
got
need to be
her.
threatened.
So then Ploy reveals that she was hurting from a previous relationship, and she's just letting I in on like what their relationship actually was. And this previous relationship, and May was convenient, and she was just there, so she asked May to be her girlfriend. And Ploy's like, really, we were just friends. We were not really girlfriends. We said it, but you couldn't really consider it that.
That's still weird though, dude.
It really,
It's
yeah.
kind of weird when you think about it, but like,
Girlfriends at a convenience.
I wonder if like what's not being communicated to I was that like Ploy. It's obviously she's talking about Ton, so she's like Ton left me, and then I was pissed off. So then I got with May to piss him off. I feel like that was the motivation. It wasn't so much that like
That would
Ploy
make
was
sense.
like she did it for appearances versus like I was so heartbroken I needed a partner. I think it was more so like that'll show. It was like a revenge thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with your cousin.
Yeah. But okay, but Ploy like saves herself and then digs her grave like in this conversation multiple times. So here like when she says this, she's like, "Oh yeah, we weren't actually serious or anything at all." I looks visibly relieved because she's like, "Oh, okay, so you're not my competition." Cuz I've been thinking this whole time, this bitch is my competition from the very first interaction. Cuz again, Ploy doesn't help anything. She comes in the first time they met being antagonistic and I's like, "Fuck you." And then Ploy's like, "No, really, we got no beef. It's fine." And then I's like, "Okay, good." Because not only like just being around your girlfriend's ex is weird, can be weird, but like I's been insecure about her relationship with Meg because she's in the shadow of this entire time. She can't be herself because of that bullshit. So it's like, okay, this is one less thing I have to worry about. And we've seen her like become more secure as time goes on, you know, based on how the relationship with May just naturally is progressing. And I think this what's important here is that this information from Ploy to be like, Ploy is not a threat. Cool. Adds an element of security back to I as she's like in this situation with May, basically.
That's true. And Ploy tries to help the situation
And makes it
because
worse.
she reveals yes, get there. She reveals that May never loved anyone because she couldn't forget her first love.
Oh Ploy. Oh Ploy.
Yes, Ploy. Ploy, your intentions were pure here.
They really were.
But she goes on to describe May's first love, and she describes her as beautiful, graceful, and brave. Sorry, I'm questioning the graceful part.
Yeah, I like did May think I was graceful when she like beat up those bullies? She's like she just danced with her fists. Like it was so graceful.
While she was drinking her drink.
That was my favorite part of that whole scene.
Yeah.
She's such an idiot.
But like this does not comfort I because she doesn't remember meeting
No.
May before.
Does not remember. And also, yeah, like to your point, in general, like hearing those descriptors, beautiful, graceful, and brave, I would not describe herself as beautiful and graceful. Like brave, maybe, but like not the other two. So I think her mind is like, oh, this must be based on the description, because like we are literal twins. And then I would picture as being the more graceful one. Like if you had to assign that adjective to one of them. And just like look at I's face. The minute Ploy says this shit, like it's like all the wind comes out of her sail because like Ploy again was like, "Hey, I'm not a threat, I." And I was like, "Oh, thank God!" Sigh of relief. And then she's like, "But May's first love is." And then I was like, "Fuck!" Like you know what I mean? This is a roller coaster for I. She's like, "God damn it! Now I have something else to be insecure about." Thanks, Ploy. And Ploy's just grinning like, "Yeah, girl, I got you."
Yeah, Ploy is like trying to reveal that I is May's first love.
I know.
But I is not getting that.
No. And I think Ploy in her brain, like, why would Ploy do this? I think because Ploy in her brain was like, wow, May just saved my restaurant. I should pay her back by being like, she's in love with you. She's always been in love with you. But you're pretending to be for some reason. So I can't say that. So let me say this instead. So I think she genuinely was like, I'm paying May back, like friend to friend, and then just like made this worse. Because I was like, shit, she loves my sister or somebody else, or I don't know, who do I gotta fight now? Like, I don't have to fight Ploy. Oh my God.
Ploy is assuming that I also remembers exactly what May remembers in the past. Meanwhile, I doesn't remember any of it, but Ploy doesn't know that. So that's how she's making it work.
Well, no, because like May didn't fucking just tell that part to her. Because I don't know that May fully knows that I has no idea that they've met before.
No.
Like, I think she's getting
I think
inklings, but like, I don't think that's been confirmed to her.
I think it's in like the next episode where she realizes, shit, this girl does not remember, does she?
Well, yeah, no, it's not until like the very end where they go back to the school, and I was like, I really fucking don't remember this. Like Maze holds out until like the very end that I somehow will remember this, and I never does.
But it's so
really,
sad
it's so
because
sad.
it means it didn't make an impact on Ai like it did to May.
I mean,
And
I was just fighting bullies all the time. She's like, that
Yeah.
was a Tuesday for me. I don't know what to tell you.
I was like, I'm just doing my job.
And then here's May, the princess locked in the tower, who's like, oh, who's this strong woman saving my life? And I was just like, I do that all the time. I'm just a little vigilante. I don't know what to tell you.
She's on her vigilante shit again.
She is.
Anyway, Ploy just leaves Ai after this, and Ai is left to think about what Ploy just told her. And while reflecting on this, she dramatically turns to look in the mirror. Now, we all know what mirrors mean in media, right? Because of Theora. Thank you, Theora.
You're welcome.
We all thank you for your service. And as Ai is staring into the mirror, a version of herself, dressed in her normal street clothes, is staring back at her while she thinks about Ploy's description of May's first love. Again, Ploy, you made this big impact on Ai that you do not even realize is happening right now. And this is showing Ai's doubt that she belongs in May's world, because she can wear a fancy dress, look the part, just like everybody else, but she's always going to be that street Ai on the inside. Especially with her now thinking that is May's first love, I know she can look like her. Like, she has the exact same face as but really she's not her. And now she's just deceiving everyone here. I mean, she's not, but she still doesn't know that part. It would have helped the situation so much. I mean, we would have just been honest from the very beginning. We wouldn't have a show, but it would have helped everything. And we get this shot of Ai not in the mirror. Like, we go back to Ai. And this poor girl looks so exhausted. And it's just like she's exhausted of pretending to be someone else and not herself. And exhausted of overthinking all of this too.
Yeah, like this scene is just like Ai's imposter syndrome. That's really what this is. A lot of this show is imposter syndrome because Ai feels like a fraud in this situation. And I like that they chose to do they are explicitly showing you what mirrors and media mean by having Ai's inner reflection manifest in the mirror. So like when Ai looks in the mirror, like that's what she sees her true self when she looks in the mirror. And so we as the audience are seeing what Ai sees, which is like, I'm just the girl from like the poor part of town who rides motorcycles. Like that's what she sees when she looks in the mirror. But she's like, I've been like in like high society, right? Blending and being complimented, and like I feel like a fraud, right? So this is like imposter syndrome big time. And then when we get the shot that you were describing when like we are the mirror looking at Ai basically, I'm really surprised she didn't do the thing where she hugs herself, because I think that there's a part of her that like feels isolated too in this moment, because she can't really confide in anybody about how she feels. So I feel like she's just getting isolated by this like duplicity of the situation, which is kind of where she was at the beginning. But if she kind of had Pang to be like, Pang, this is some bullshit. But being here and like trapped in May's world, like in a way that is isolating for Ai, and May is the one who has like people surrounding her, which is a good thing. But here's Ai having this like crisis of self. And like when she leaves the bathroom, she has to go back to pretending to be again. So it's like there is no break. So it's really sad to like see Ai like kind of at this like low point. After like literally like after Ploy was basically like, it's you, Ai, but that's not what I heard. And so it's like it sucks.
It really does.
It really sucks.
And then from here, we transition from I in the bathroom mirror to I and May in the hotel room's bathroom mirror.
And I like that they actually used a crossfade to do this, which makes sense because like a bunch of time passes. But my favorite part is we crossfade from I in the public bathroom to like their private bathroom. And we just get product placement, which is the Pluto candles all kind of lit up. And then we like rack focus from those candles in the foreground to the background, which is I and May at the counter. Because some things never change. They are obsessed with candle transitions and rack focusing. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, why do they keep doing this? I wonder if it's like a way to like save on editing. Like, remember when they did the montage at the party when we're at Ploy's party and they're like, here's some champagne, here's some desserts. I think it's a way to like save from editing because they're like, this is what they're doing, and they can just do a rack focus in one shot versus like showing people drinking, showing people eating. That way it's just like one frame and they're just like rack focusing to be like, they're drinking and eating. Move on.
Don't worry about that stuff.
You know.
Yeah.
It's a cost-effective way of doing that is my assumption. Okay, anyway, so then when we rack focus to the background, I and May are at their like dual sinks going through their respective beauty routines in silence because it's the night is over and they're like taking off their earrings and like doing all that kind of stuff. And I imagine like with that crossfade into this scene that I has been real quiet ever since her little chat with Ploy in the public bathroom. And they're both in front of a big ass mirror. Well, it's technically multiple mirrors, but we'll get into that. So we're about to get mutual truth from this scene just by the look of it. And at some point during the beauty routine, May comments that she gets the sense that there are more scented candles in this room than usual. And she asks did you bring scented candles too? And like, okay, does May have like a quota of how many scented candles should be in each room? Like, is there a to like keep like a steady level of scent going? Like, that was pretty amazing where she's like, I feel like there's more candles in this room than normal. It could just be that this bathroom is smaller than and like the scent is accumulating more. The fact that she picked this up is pretty. I was just wondering, like, what does she have a candle quota to be like, that's normal? There's too many.
There's too many. I mean, that's a good point. We usually have so much mystery around the candles. But luckily, this is pretty much explained. Not the fact how May knows that there's more candles than normal. No. That's still the mystery.
That's still a mystery.
But the mystery of how the candles got there and like who lit them is not
candles?
A mystery here because I tells May that she brought scented candles because she noticed that May's house was full of them. And then she went out of her way to ask Tan about it. She didn't say that she went out of her way, but she did.
She did.
She asked Tan about it. He said it, and he said that it helps her relax and gives her a sense of direction. So she wanted to make sure that this was available to May to give her everything she needed while they were away.
And I did that without May knowing. And it goes back to that conversation she had with Ploy a long time ago where Ploy is like, not knowing something means you don't care. So I feel like that conversation with Ploy really changed I in a huge way. And so she absolutely 100% went out of her way to do this because she noticed this thing about May that May sets up in her home. And May has mentioned that like, you know, her home is set up a certain way so she can navigate it. So I think I saw that and was like, I wonder if that's part of it. Contacted Tan. Tan was like, yeah, no, that is part of how May navigates spaces. So she learned this new information about May on her own. Then, without saying anything or bringing this up, went out of her way to buy space-themed vanilla candles, brought them to this hotel. She lit the candles because May did not know they were there, just to make sure May could navigate this hotel room that May's never been in before. Like, May has the candles in her space that she's used to. This is a brand new environment. So I think I was like, oh, how can I make her feel safe in a new environment, I'll put these candles in there because she needs them to navigate, so she'll feel safer. And I did not tell May. She just did it. Did not tell May. May just was just like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I did all this shit just for you, basically." And to me, that says so much about I, like without her having to say anything, just the fact that she went and did all of that. Like it proves number one, what I've been saying over and over again. I's love language is act of service. Like she shows love by doing things. Like to get to the point where May's like, "Are there more candles?" I had to do so many things just to get to that question. You know what I mean? And when I explains it, it obviously means everything to May because just like her face like lights up majorly after hearing that I did all of that just for her and didn't do it to like brag about or be like, "Look, I'm such a good girlfriend." She just did it because she's like, "May needs this. This will help her. I'm just going to do it." Like, damn. Damn.
Yeah, May is so happy to have someone in her life to do this for her. Like, first of all, like this, no one's done this for her. Like, it's always her having to fight for herself. And she tells I that she makes her feel like she can see again.
Ugh. That line is
And
so good.
it's such a it's a beautiful
Oh my
line.
God. Yes.
But it
That's
doesn't make I
But that's
go ahead.
basically May being like, "You make me feel normal." You know what I mean? That's what she's really saying. Like, "You make me feel like me again before the accident happened." That's huge. You know what I mean?
Yes, especially because she's always been like thinking of the accident as, oh, she's gonna get pity, she's gonna get this.
Yes.
But no, she feels like none of it happened. And
Right. "You make me feel like me again." That's what she's telling I, which is
basically she makes her feel whole again.
yes, that is what she is saying with this line. Yeah, exactly. Like that again, like God damn it, I hydrate for I.
All right. But it doesn't make I happy like it normally would. Because normally I would be like, oh my God, she's like, I'm making her happy. I did what I wanted to do. But she's reminded right now that this love isn't for her because she has this whole thing like, oh, she's in love with her first love. I'm not her first love. Oom's her first love.
Or somebody else, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or a third person we haven't met yet is in love with and love May's in love with. Yeah, exactly. The ploy effect fucks with this scene basically. Ploy trying to be helpful, she fucks up the scene. But interestingly, when they're having this conversation that you just described, we start playing around with the mirrors of the scene because we can't forget that they're there. And when May is telling I this, or not when May's telling her, I can see again. When I is processing May saying that, we transition from looking at May to like to I, and where the camera is angled, we can see I, we can see May's back, and then over May's shoulder in the mirror, we can see I reflected. Because basically, after May says this, "You make me feel like I can see again." I kind of have to like choose how to respond to this. She can either like be honest about how she feels or not, right? Because she's still caught between like, does she love me or does she love or a third person? You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
like in her head. And then here's May being like, "Oh, you just did all of these things that you described, which has nothing to do with nothing to do with May's first love or whatever." It's like, I just did all these things in the present. And then May responds with, "You make me whole. You make me feel like me," that kind of thing. But I's too in her head to really like pick up on that. So she's like, "What do I do? Do I be honest back or do I just like not?" So before she says anything, she like moves into May's space. And then while she does that, the angle goes wider. So we get more of the space that they're in. And by doing so, I and May are both reflected now in the mirrors. Okay. So to me, that's kind of like I is going to meet May's truth with her own truth. So it's setting up like the truth conversation by the mirrors that are happening in this scene.
Great point. I didn't even notice the reflections in the mirror. Can always count on you to point them out, so thank
Yep.
you.
That's what I do.
I responds to May by saying that she should be thanking May because she's never done anything like this before. And I think she's talking about falling in love and having a relationship where she truly cares about the other person. Because
Or
we've yeah.
or it could be. I've never pretended to be my sister for this long.
That's true. Like, this is exhausting. Like,
This
I
is
usually
exhausting.
only pretend to be her for the school day and then I'm out.
I
Like,
never talked to Ploy alone for so long. I never bought space themed candles before. There's a lot of firsts happening. But yeah, I'm with
I
you.
had to light all these candles. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
you've
goddamn
made me
candles.
light these candles before, but
I don't even like
this is the
vanilla.
first time in this place. Anyway,
Anyway.
she could be talking about falling in love. And like we've discussed multiple times throughout our discussions, this is all new to not Ploy. I was about to say Ploy, sorry.
It might be new to Ploy, who knows?
Ploy is somewhat of a mystery too,
She sure
still.
is.
So yeah, there's a lot going on there that we didn't have time to get into.
No, and it's fine. We don't need to.
No.
No.
Uh yeah, so she's never had to have a reason to think of this before. And like now that she has this and May, she's terrified of losing her. And that's what it feels like for her right now. She's afraid of losing her love.
And so when I says that though, something that really struck me when she says I've never done this before was the way she says it. So she uses her I own voice, that really like warm tone, and it's really pure honesty what she's saying. And I think that May feels the sincerity behind and the heart behind what I is saying. So that's why she smiles when I says it. And then after that confession, because that's truthful. When I uses her I own voice, that's when she's being I, not and she is being honest. And I think May recognizes the tone because that is one of the things that, as somebody who cannot see I's body language, she cannot see I's hard eyes, things like that. May has to rely on other senses. And so I think the tone of I's voice are one of the things that May uses to determine how honest I is being in a conversation. And I think that the I own voice, the warm voice, is her most honest tone. So when she starts speaking in that tone, I think May's like, okay, I's being real with me. Like I really cares about me. Like she gets the sense that I cares because she just brought all these fucking candles for her. But then like to hear that confession in that tone, I think makes May feel secure. So like basically these scenes are a lot of like the two of them wafting between being secure and then insecure when it comes to like the other person and how they feel, right? So this is a check in the box for May being like, okay, I can feel secure that loves me or whatever. So then that prompts May to like move closer to I, like into her space and like take her hands. And when that happens, the camera again cuts back to that really wide shot over the tub where we see all the candles. And again, they're both reflected in the mirrors. And I say mirrors because it's not just, I didn't notice this, but when I was taking screenshots, I did. It's not one mirror that's covering this wall because that would be insane to have to make that and then put that in there. And then if it were, anyway. So basically the mirror is multiple mirrors that are like side by side. So then you have where the two mirrors meet, you have like a fracturing where they meet kind of thing. So in the reflection, when May is holding I's hands and they're in the center of the frame, you get their reflection. And May is completely on one side of the one in the middle of one of the mirror panels. So she's like, her reflection is completely whole. But then if you look at I is like caught in between two mirror panels. So her reflection is fractured. Okay, so it's like this may or may not be intentional on like when they were like filming in this space. But like a way to read this is because again, I is caught between being secure and insecure. It kind of goes back to episode 1, I think, when I goes into Oom's room. And there's this whole, I brought up this whole thing about like Oom feeling like the artwork in Oom's room kind of being like, that white versus black, the face with the missing pieces of the face. There's like that inner self versus outer self thing. But here's I caught between the deception on the surface and then Un and her true feelings on the inside, right? And so like that's her conflict in the conversation, and like you can kind of read it as like that fracturing of like her truth versus like the truth on the surface, like with the fracturing of her image versus May, who is being fully truthful in the scene. There is no facade really for her other than the fact that she knows this is I. Like when May is talking about her feelings, they are her feelings. There's no doubt in what May feels. But like I's response is there is a doubt because she's caught between like, does May love me or not? Or does she love or third party person? So there's like, what is the truth kind of thing happening here.
Damn, Faye. That's a great read on it.
I can read into anything.
Yes. So Juana Soren has told us that. The blank screenwriter has told us, like, guys, you're reading into a lot of things. And we do. No. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, I'm not saying that was intentional when they did it, but I'm just saying like that add, like it just like it's another thing that like adds to the conversation that they're having. Like if you think about it, like, but it's very it could not be intentional at all on the director's part at all. That's totally valid. But like to me, that enhances the scene because to me that's like what's kind of going on with I internally. And so to see a reflection of that, like, makes sense.
There's so much more going on with I at this point that it does make sense to have her on two different sides. And for May's just like happy to hear that I is like never done this before. Like she thinks that they're getting closer because she can't see I's face. Like she does not see that I is kind of pulling back in this moment. And May says that this is her and describes her as beautiful, competent, and brave. And those descriptions make I start still thinking about like Ploy stuff.
Yeah, I think that was very intentional for May to start off with this is my because she won't say I'm talking about you, I. If she did, that would be this conversation would go down very differently, but she doesn't. But she does want I to know that she's talking about her, not So she does make the point to clarify it, to be like, to set up the fact that like the adjectives she's about to use are for I, not But to your point, like I has Ploy in her head right now, which is why she's fractured, because think about what May says. May says you're, what does she say? Beautiful, competent, and brave. She doesn't say graceful, but she says beautiful, competent, brave. It's very similar language to what Ploy said when Ploy was describing May's first love. So from I's point of view, she's like, oh, fuck. Like that just confirms that like May isn't talking about me. She's talking about this first love, which isn't me, obviously, because like she was with So there's no way that like I is the first love in I's brain, who doesn't know the context of everything. She's like, it can't be me. She's still hung up on. It cannot be me, this first love person. But to us, as the audience who knows May's first love is I, this is proof to us that May told Ploy that I is her first love and described I like this. That's why Ploy said it. And it's honestly really sweet that was May's first impression of I, and the description beautiful, competent, or elegant and brave are still apply to I, like in the present, like they met when they were younger. So it's really cute that like that's how May remembered I for a long, long time. So much that she like told her friends that,
It's just so sweet in general that this moment has made such a big impact to May. I mean, it's sad that I can't remember it, but like this moment meant everything to May, and it is everything she's wanted, and she is getting that what she's dreamed of this whole time.
And it's just I just think it's really cute that, like, that's what she thought of I the first time she met her. It's just really sweet. She's like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
beautiful, elegant, competent, brave person." Like, that's what she thought of I for, like, a decade. It's really cute.
it is. And for I think she wants to believe these things about her,
Yes.
but she can't. Because again, like, is it really her? And she lets her head hang a bit, and she just nods, accepting the fact that this love isn't for her. But May continues to pull I closer, and I mean, she's closer to May now. So, like, all she can do is just melt into May from the warmth of May's love.
Yeah, it's like I is putting up her walls again that haven't been up around May for a long time because in her brain, the first love can't be her. Like it just can't be. So this is like she's in a moment of feeling insecure when May does this. And what May does is prior to that, she was holding Ai's hands when she tells her like, you're beautiful, competent, brave kind of thing. And then Ai's like, fuck, well, that's the first love person who's not me, right? And so that's when she hangs her head and starts getting insecure. So May, who can't see any of it, she can't see I do that. She cannot feel I drop her head. Like there's no way May would know that that was I's reaction in this moment by holding her hands, right? So May, she's like, okay, I'm being honest. I have to like shower her with love right now because that's not what May feels. So she changes her grip from just holding I's hands to a more intimate gesture where she's holding like eyes like lower back and like her like shoulder basically. And May doesn't typically do that with I. Like she doesn't typically hold her in an intimate fashion. Like they will cuddle on couches and beds and things like that, but not when they're like standing, right? The only time May has ever done that is the kiss in episode 1. And that was the kiss where May's like, I have to make you mine. So it's like this is like a kind of like a parallel slash a setup to that same thing because that was May's motivation for coming here is to be like, I'm gonna make I mine 100%. So this is like the body language that's showing us that, like that is in fact May's intent in this scene. And to your point, like I was trying to put the walls up, but then May does this and I can't resist. So then she just like reacts to what May's doing, like her body language. So like when May shifts her grip to like hold her in a more intimate way, I does the same thing as a reaction, right? Where she like puts her hands on May's waist essentially. And she the whole time like never breaks eye contact with May. She's just looking at May's face, which again, May can't see this, but like again, it's a reflection of like what I's feeling in the moment, not necessarily for like May's benefit, right? Because she's like in that moment with May. She isn't in her head putting her walls up kind of thing. She's being sucked into back into the present because I is that kind of like kind of a little bit of an introvert in some aspects where like when she's hurt, she retreats into herself and kind of just stays there. So like she was doing that at the beginning of the conversation where she's like, "Oh, May's in love with her first love, which isn't me." And she tried to retreat, but then May pulled her back without May realizing that's what she was doing. And then I just stays with May in the moment. So that's kind of like the body language that's on display right now. And I love that like when they do this scene where the grips are changing. It's a quick moment, but I like the way they do this where the camera angle is wide enough to where on like we in the foreground on the like right hand side of the frame we have like the actors standing there like you can see like May's grip and then you have the reflection on the left hand side so like we almost get this like 360 view of them doing this which is pretty cool and a pretty fun thing to do when you have the mirror so it's kind of like you can see all the hands moving. It's really cool. I really like the way they did that.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
We're getting to see the entire just like okay, because we're getting to know everything that's going on through both of their heads, where they're only getting to know each other, but so we do get to see all of it. It's just
Yeah,
imagery.
it's like a cool way to do a 360 view in
Yeah.
this scene by utilizing the mirror to your advantage.
And then May kisses Ai's forehead as Ai stares down at May's lips, and these lips are the ones that Ai has been dreaming about kissing again since the first time she remembers them meeting.
Changed her life.
And yep, it really did.
It
One
did.
kiss is all it takes.
It's the power of May.
And as May continues to kiss Ai's neck, Ai is slowly losing herself again in May. She's starting to just forget about things and just be like, oh, I love her.
Yeah, so this scene is also really interesting because, like, again, May can't sense the conflict going on with Ai, because like Ai's body language is not something May would pick up on because it's pretty subtle. So May is just like, I'm gonna make her mine. That's what I'm gonna do. So when May moves in to start kissing Ai, she like to your point, it was like it's almost like, oh, they were gonna kiss on the lips. But then Ai moves her head at the last minute and angles her face away from May because she actually dodges May when she comes in to kiss her. So then May's like, oh, a cheek, that's fine. Let me explore everything else, Ai. And she just goes with it, okay? Because like I mentioned, Ai's in her head a little bit right now, thanks to Ploy, and also probably and whoever the hell May's first love is. So at first, Ai denies herself from kissing May. She's just like, I can't. It's not for me. And then May starts like in her brain, she's like, Ai's gonna be mine in every sense of the fucking word. I'm gonna go to town right now, and she basically does. And then May starts like exploring all the skin. Ai's in a strapless dress. Ai never has this much skin on display. And May's like, I'm gonna take advantage of that, and like, good for you, girl. You might as well. So she basically is like feeling her way around all of the like skin on Ai's shoulders and necks and shit. Which, to your point, obviously I can't resist that. Like, let's be honest, because when Ai's in the middle of a conflict that involves like her happiness versus someone else's happiness, Ai's always going to sacrifice herself to the other person. Right. So, like, here's May having a gay old time. Ai's not going to stop that. Also, she doesn't want to.
A very gay old time.
So, like, why not? So, basically, like, she's giving into what May wants, essentially, and who May wants her to be in this moment. And the thing is, like, by doing so, Ai is also giving into what she wants, which is like she wishes she could be the person that May thinks she is, right? So it's almost like this like fantasy moment for Ai kind of thing where she's like, she thinks I'm this thing, and I desperately want to be this thing. Why can't I just pretend to be the thing? And like, to me, it's like when she's having this conflict and then May kisses her neck, and that's when Ai's like, okay, whatever. I'll be whoever you want. Am I first love? Whatever, it's fine. Just keep doing that. So, because after that, that's when Ai's body language completely changes. Like the wall, whatever wall she was trying to put up, like was made of glass and just shatters everywhere.
It's a mirror that shattered.
It's a shattered mirror, and so she like that's when she like she's just like starts cradling May's face and puts their foreheads together. And she's like, okay, I'm in the moment with you, May. Like, forget what I was thinking. Because what was I thinking? What are thoughts anyway? How can you think so much when this woman is like exploring your body? Like, what do you?
I don't know how any thoughts are in her head at this point.
They're slowly leaving. I think that's just like how upset she is.
Yeah. So many thoughts, not just gay.
So many thoughts, not just gay. Exactly. All right. So then, like, once they're in the forehead touch thing, that's when Ai does pause, right? And she like looks at May, and then I think just like is like, fuck it. What do I have to lose, really? And so she does speak her truth, and she's gearing up for the I love you thing. And I love that when she does it, she takes her time. It's not just this like blurted out thing. Like, she like starts by saying May and then like pauses for a while because it's a big thing. It's her truth. This isn't an thing. This is an I thing. And like, she's obviously really nervous about it, which is adorable, realistic. And there's like a 10 times more ridiculousness going on in Ai's relationship than like a typical person's relationship. But still, this is the first time she's going to tell anybody she loves them in a romantic way. And so, like, it's a huge moment. And I like the way they chose to shoot this scene when Ai is like leading up to the I love you. It's like this very tight angle where it's just like their faces, basically, a little bit of their necks and hands. And like there's nothing else in the frame. It's just darkness. Like there's like a light in the background lighting them, but like there's nothing. It's just black and just them. It's almost like they're the only two people in this little universe of this bathroom. And it's just so intimate and perfect. And I just love it. It's just them. And then when I like does finally say May to like start it, she whispers it first of all because she's scared, and then also like swallows because like she's so nervous and is trying to like build herself up for this, and it's really cute that she does
This
that.
is a big moment for her because
so cute.
I lays her feelings on the table by telling May that she loves her.
Yeah, I didn't expect her to say this, to be honest.
No. Especially not while she's like going back and forth in her head with all these thoughts, being like, okay, now I just have to be like, I love you. Like, don't forget that part. I love you.
Like,
I'm the one who
fuck.
loves
Yeah,
you.
I oon. Yeah, exactly. And you know who else was not expecting May to say this? I to say this? May, because then the camera cuts back to the wide shot from May's reaction, and she just looks, she's shook. Because here's May. May was like, Ton, we're gonna go to Corette. I'm gonna fuck her senseless, okay? And then she's gonna be mine forever. And she has whole plan. And then he calls and he's like, wait a minute, you might have murdered her friend. And then May's like, hang on, wait. I don't know if I can do this. And then she's like, okay, wait, we're alone in this bathroom. Let's make out for a while. And then maybe I'll lead up to sexy times. And then she gets completely upstaged by Ai. Because like the wild card is like, no, May, I love you. Like before we even get the I'm not I'm I, she's just like, I love you. Like May was never like sometimes May cannot predict this girl. And again, I think that's part of the fun because who could have predicted this? Like nobody.
No. You
No.
can't
I don't even think I knew she was gonna do this.
it just came out. She's probably like that must have been going through her head, being like, I'm not I love May. Ploy, like someone else is her first love. She's still hung up on her first love. I love May.
Yeah, but it's like it's the messiness of the situation doesn't change Ai's feelings. It just makes it harder for her to be honest about them. So the fact that she is in a moment of insecurity because of Ploy and the whole first love thing and the whole thing, it is amazing that she even said this, right? Because like fuck, okay? All right, so then I love this part. This part is epic because then May obviously has been waiting 84 years for this and goes to say it back, like, because obviously, but she could barely get the words out because I like is immediately starts leaning in to kiss May before May even says anything, and then May starts to say it, and I just like cuts her off, right? And it's a repeat of what went down earlier in the car, but there's no horn to twat block people. So like they actually get to play this out the way the shit in the car was about to go down. So in the scene though, I noticed that like I seems a little impatient in this moment where she says, I love you, and then like starts to try to kiss May like literally instantly after she says that. So much so that she cuts May off as she's trying to say I love you back. And yes, Ai's been dying to kiss May since the first time May kissed her because she said it repeatedly that she wants May to kiss her again. So that is true. But also, I think it all comes back to Ai being insecure in this moment because I feel like part of her really doesn't want an answer from May because she feels like the answer isn't directed at her. It's for whoever the first love person is, or it's for who she's pretending to be. So I think that like that was a way of I to just be like, let's keep the fantasy going, and by like cutting her off essentially before she can like fully get the words out or continue after she says I love you or what have you. So I think that was a moment of insecurity, but also thirstiness, because let's be honest. And then from May's point of view, like in this whole moment, it's like for fuck's sake, May has been waiting very patiently for I to make some kind of move because, again, from May's point of view, she really can't fully read the situation because she can't see, and like she knows I is being and so like this whole time she's also in the insecure bucket of being like, does I like me? Is I playing me? I don't really know. And this is how I decides to be like, I'm gonna be honest with my feelings, like. It's like she says, I love you in her Ioun voice, followed by a very passionate makeout session. Like, once again, May is always winning in all these scenes. Like, May is the ultimate winner in this scene because if you weren't in love with her before this, like, you are now. Because, like, what the fuck was this, I? This was epic. Like, hydrate for I. God damn it. Again. Big energy word right here is the same.
I mean, yes, this is the biggest
This
gay
is
energy.
the big energy scene. But, like, damn it, she's fucking romantic. I love it.
So, but I love that Eyes throughout this is just trying to get as close as physically possible to May and just pulling her close and just goes all in on it.
And one of my favorite parts in the scene is when they start making out, and then I's like, this fucking fancy scarf is in the way. And it's like, girl, the scarf is like 2 inches thick on May's neck and like crossing her chest. Girl, there's so much skin on display right now. Why are you frustrated by this tiny scarf? Like I find it really funny.
Well, because
that's what she's fixated on.
It's wrapped around her entire neck, so like she can't even just like move it slightly. She's got to take the whole thing off because she needs full access.
She's really enthusiastic right now, and I'm not knocking her for it, but it's like, girl, you could still kiss her neck and shit. Like, I love it. Anyway, I just find it really funny that she's like, we must get clothes off, but let's take the smallest piece of fabric off of you first. Like, girl, just get the dress off. What are you doing? Anyway, and this is new. I've never done this before. There's no wrong way to do this. I just thought it was funny in a very Ioun kind of way. All right, so then we start getting into this sequence, and I love it because it's basically it goes back to when they were dancing, and I fell in the heel, and May's like, "It's okay, how about I got you, and you lead," kind of thing. So that's the dance they're about to do right now in this bathroom, where May is letting I lead the interaction. And I does. Like, think about it, I has never done this before. And I is just like on instinct doing all this shit with May, which I think is kind of amazing. And so if this is I doing what I wants to do, finally, she's not in her head. She's not trying to be or like fighting imaginary first loves. Like, she's just being I and just doing, no talking. And May is super into it. She's like, yes, I've been waiting for this fucking forever. And then as this is kind of escalating, I does like the sexiest thing she could possibly do, which is where she picks up May and puts her on the counter, like without telling May. Okay, once again, wild card I. Like, what a fucking surprise. First of all, May's like, okay, first of all, I just learned that I is strong enough to pick me up. So that's exciting. And then by I doing that, their height difference is completely gone. So that's fun also. And then May is like, okay, hopefully now that I'm on this counter, I's gonna do more than kiss me on this counter. Because like that's why May brought them here. This is what May wanted. And she's like, I is the one doing it. Like, damn. Okay. Amazing. That was probably one of my
May
favorite
has
moments.
a lot of trust in I. That's showing here because to be picked up, not knowing what's going on when you're being picked up, because usually you have an indication because someone's like bending down to pick you up or something.
Oh,
she
no.
can't sense that.
I does this so quickly. There's no way May is gonna know what the hell is going on. Like, this was fast. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I gets May up on the counter, and then we go to this like wide shot, right? So we're back to the reflection shit. And I noticed in this scene when once May's on the counter, their reflections are both on the same mirror panel. Okay, so there's no broken images. So this is their most honest moment to date. It's just they are just doing, not thinking. This is just I love you, passionately making out, and some groping. There we go. So, and then this keeps going. And just again, you have to hydrate for I in the scene because, like, sweet lesbian Jesus, I would in the scene. So much hydrating because once May's on the counter, I love the way I just like again just goes with it, and I love the way she just like presses May into the glass and just like ravaging whatever she can because I's never done this before. Like, this is all just I's instincts. And my question is, where did I learn this from? Did she learn it from Pang or novels? Because that's all I got. Like, where did I learn this from?
So thinking about this, I don't think Pang is Pac in Somewhere Somehow level. So I don't think she would have learned it from Pang. So I really don't know. Maybe novels.
You don't think her and Pang are honest enough to talk about like sex? I feel like they are. I feel like they would joke about it. I don't think they're not. I don't think Pang is shy.
No,
Maybe I
don't
shy.
think, I don't know.
Novels, I think novels for sure. Like she on AO3 reading some stuff. Let us know.
Yeah.
Where did I learn this? Pang or novel? It could be Jan. They haven't been friends long enough. Jan would absolutely 100% be like a sex therapist and like tell you all the you know what I mean? Jan would unabashedly tell you
Yes.
about the birds and the bees, etc. It was whether you wanted her to or not. I feel like Jan just would.
I could see Jen like finding out that they are going here and like finding out May's plan of making I hers that night and being like, all right, so when you get up there, this is what you got to do.
You got this, I. She's like, you already have short nails. You'll be fine.
Plus one for you.
All right. So back to this. Okay. So back to this session. The other thing that I love once like May is on the counter, a lot of things happen on the counter and it's really good. But I love that. Okay. So we go back to the scene where I is like ravaging May's neck basically. And one of my favorite parts in the whole thing is when I takes a break essentially from like worshiping May's chest essentially. And she brings her into a hug, which I love this body language choice because it's again, May is blind. So it's a nonverbal way to say, I'm here, like I'm taking care of you, I love you kind of thing. And since May can't see and I doesn't talk, which makes sense during this part of the interaction, I thought this was such a good way for I to communicate that with her body. And it's just one of my favorite moments because it's, again, I is a very sweet person. So it's a very sweet gesture in the middle of this like passionate and escalating thing that they're doing. It's a way to be like, I'm taking care of you, I've got you kind of thing. Like, I love that. Again, who taught I this? It's just, it's so.
It's just instinctual for her. That's why she gets
Yes.
the Big Energy Award.
Yes, I love it. Her instincts are just to be sweet sometimes, and it's really cute. I love that she did that. All right, but then we're going to transition into our demise. So then May, essentially, they take a break, essentially. May is resting against the glass, basically, and I's like leaning into her. And their foreheads are together while they're just like breathing, because oxygen is important, everyone. And then we get a parallel to I love you lead up again, where I again is gonna say something that is hard for her to say. So she starts with May, like in the whisper, and then like seems pretty nervous before she asks something that she really wants to know.
And what does she ask her? She asks if May can tell her why she loves her.
Yes. Yes.
And
but
you're right. This is the start of the down.
Yeah, and like she hesitates before she gets to that question. But like why even ask at all this big scary thing? And again, the insecurity is here. And I think the reason that I stopped this to ask the question, because she could just not and just go all the way through with it, right? But I think I very desperately wants for this moment to be real and not a fantasy. And May is the one who literally has the power with her confession to make this her dream come true or turn this whole thing into a nightmare. And if you look at Ai's body language in the scene, because we're back to the tight shot where it's just the two of them, there's nothing else in the frame, just like darkness and their faces. And in this moment, I like they have their foreheads pressed together and everybody's eyes are closed. Okay, so when I says big things like the I love you, she was looking at me. Here she's not. Because I think that I wants this answer from May, like, why do you love me? But she's terrified of the answer. Because if it's not about her, like, it's going to shatter her in a million pieces. So she's terrified. That's where I's at. Then May gets this question, why do you love me, I? And May's thrilled because finally, because her mission was to confess this shit the whole fucking time. And she's like, yes, I've been waiting for you to ask me this. So she's excited. And then she's gonna confess like it was you the whole fucking time. You're the I've been looking for, right? She's gonna say that, and she knows she's gonna say that. So May kind of does a similar gesture to I, where when they were in the middle of the makeout session and she hugs her, May does the equivalent of that, where she arches up and like kisses I on the forehead. So she's basically like, "You're gonna like this answer." It's a comforting thing to be like, "It's gonna be okay, I trust me. Trust me. This is gonna be great." And again, I just have to shout out the choice of having this very tight shot of them with just darkness. It's just it made it feel more. It feels so intimate because it was their most intimate moment up till this point in the story. I love it.
It really does, because it would have been different if we got like the wider shot where you can see the candles and the bathtub and everything.
Or like even if like however they did this room, it's just like there's just darkness. If there had been like a distracting background or like white tiles or like any like it feels like you're in outer
Mhm.
space with them and there's nothing else. Like they're in a vacuum, their own little space where there is nothing distracting your eye at all. It's just them. I love it.
Yeah. MA starts her response saying, I fell in love with you at first sight. Okay. So that kind of means that would be the first love.
Well, maybe. We don't know. Okay, so then here's the deal. So like when May goes to say this, May has her eyes open. Like she's looking towards eyes where eyes eye line would be, whereas eyes are closed. Because I think that that's May's body telling us that like she wants I to feel the depths of what she's saying because this has been May's truth that she's been concealing, one of them, for quite some time. And when she says this, I fell in love with you at first sight, the way she says it, there's so much conviction and like determination in the way she says this because she's like, I want you to feel this truth on a cellular level, I.
Yeah. But again, there's still so much unknown out there because of everyone not being like fully truthful
Correct.
that this makes I stop, because like to I, it's confirmed that like May truly loves and like she has since she first saw her. Because again, I'm going off the fact that I think that she thinks that is her first love. Um, because before I could convince herself it was her, because May was saying this But if she loved her since the moment she saw then she still had to be in love with the actual
Yeah, like the key of this whole thing is that she says, love at first sight. She says sight. So
Mhm.
that means that May fell in love before she was blind. So in Ai's brain, it can't be her, no matter who it is, because she met May after May lost her sight. So, like, May, now would have been a fucking amazing time to call her I-oon and not so that you could, like, be like, I-oon, I fell in love. And then she'd be like, what do you mean? And then you could have the conversation here. But, like, girl, you keep calling her when you're saying this shit. And it's, like, not helping the situation at all.
I would have loved for her to say
God
I in
damn
this
it. This
moment.
would have been the best time to say it. But we'll get a scene at the very end of this episode that explains why May didn't say it. But, like, girl, this was the time.
Yes, if there was ever a time,
It's this. It's this. Like, you could skirt around being like, I love you, and then just be like, listen, it's you, like, this would have been it, girl. But, you know, we all make mistakes and we have many more episodes to go, so we can't get there too quickly. Otherwise, what's the show going to be
You
about?
can't just start singing "You're the one that I want."
Ooh,
You're the one that I want.
Honey. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so then the shitty part of this is that in Ai's brain, she's like, oh, there's no way in hell you're in love with me then. So that she asked her, why do you love me? And then I heard, I'm not in love with you. That's what I hears. So then the realization sobers Ai instantly. So then May is like, yes, I just confessed that I love her. I've always loved her. Let's have sex now. So May goes back in to kiss Ai, and I was like, absolutely not. And like abruptly, it's like throws ice water on this whole situation. And when she when she pulls back, like, and like stares at May, the music goes from this like hopeful music to nothing and then transitions into this heartbreaking and haunting violin music as Ai's heart is literally shattering and you can see that on her face. So fuck everybody that did this scene because it's so heartbreaking and hard to watch. Because everybody was like, your emotions are dead now. Like, it was so heartbreaking for everybody. Like, ugh, it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, the production knows how to really dig in to make you feel what they want you to feel.
So these fucking
the
actors, like, fuck all of you for being so good at your
Yes.
jobs.
Everyone involved, yeah. But in the scene, May is rightfully confused when Ai pulls back because, like, she has no idea what's going on. She thinks that she's explaining why she loves her. Like, everything's going great. I mean, welcome to Ai's world. I never knows anything that's going on, May.
No, never. Now she knows something. She's like, I wish I didn't know this.
Yeah. And of course, Ai being Ai, when she pulls away from May, it takes her a while to say anything. So, like, May's just kept in the dark for a bit until, like, Ai gets out of her own thoughts of, like, in this scene. And Ai tells May that she is sorry, which causes May to pull her hands out of Ai's. And, like, this scene is heartbreaking because you can see that Ai was holding on to May's hands a bit, like, just that was still her lifeline. And, like, May had to use some force to, like, remove her hands from Ai's.
Yes. Ugh. And then after Ai breaks their hands, their hand holding, we transition to this other wide shot, and then where it's basically May is in the foreground, and then Ai's face is in the mirror reflection. And Ai's reflection is just like pure devastation. Like, if you were to open a dictionary and go find the word devastated, it would be this picture of Ai. Because, like, her heart is like actively breaking inside, and like we see it in the reflection. And just May just looks like stunned because she just really genuinely is like, I don't understand what the fuck just happened. What the fuck, Ai? You're not saying anything.
At this point, they both think that they almost had it all. And to
Yes.
May, even more so. Like, May's like, oh, nothing's wrong. I'm about to have what I want.
Yes, I just confessed my deepest feelings to her and like, what the fuck just happened?
And then I says that she needs to get some air and just walks away, leaving May on the counter. Like, and May's
Yes.
hurt and just confused about what the hell just happened, because again, this wasn't really is not an explanation about like why she just abruptly stopped this. I could have at least helped May off the counter
Listen, she
before
can't
leaving.
see. Like, yes, you could have helped her off the counter, right? But like, seriously though, poor May, poor May. She's like, I thought I was just about to get railed on this counter, and then this happens. Like, what the fuck just happened? And I wonder, to your point, like earlier, was May thinking, like, is May in shock right now because she's thinking, oh, was I playing me because of the Ben shit and like using my thirstiness against me? Like, is this a honeypot situation? Like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
and I's
She
not a
just
good
leading
spy, so
me
that doesn't
on.
make any goddamn sense.
No. And May just really needs to be able to see Ai's face with all of it, because she would know that she knows she's not a good spy, but like her face
No.
even gives away more that she's not a good spy.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I think it
just
was more, I don't think she's really thinking about Ben and all that shit. Like, she could be later, like as she's like processing this, because there's no way May's the strategist. After I leaves, she's gonna spend the rest of the night being like playing over every single fucking second of that interaction and dissecting it to be like, what the fuck went wrong? Like it's a football game where she's like, what, review the tapes, like, and like make notes. Like, she's like, what the fuck happened here? Because like I painstakingly pointed out through this whole interaction, like all the nonverbal and like everything all the nonverbal cues coming from the way Ai's voice sounded, like everything about that interaction from May's point of view was like, I was being honest with me. I loves me, like so like what the fuck? When then I told her why I loved her, and then like what happened? Like, I don't understand what happened. Grigus kept calling her
yeah, you should have said I once, just
Call
one
her
time.
But anyway, so yeah, it's like, come on, May, like you are smart, aren't you? Stop calling her
Every time you said it twisted the knife.
It did.
But before we can continue with the rest of episode 7, we have to pause for some shout outs for our Chaos Crew members on Patreon. Woo. All right, our Chaos Crew members on the Big A Ride or Die tier are Amix Monzone_Multi, Ariel W, Danny, Here For It, Jill L, Cassie M, Leona, Michelle G, Monet F, Moving Forward Leading, Natalia, Regina B, Wirjipichin, Izzy N, Pooja S, Jasmine O, and Nancy D.
Woo!
And our featured Big A supporter members are Sarah B, Shanna V, and Tipsy. Thank you so much for all of your support, and thank you to everyone who is listening or watching this episode, whatever platform you're consuming this episode on. We really appreciate you. Make sure that you leave a comment or review so we can fully appreciate you and see you, because that's either, if you don't do that, then you're just a number, and we would love to get to know everybody. Yes. So if you can't join Patreon, we totally understand. If you do join Patreon, you get all of our reaction videos to Pluto, plus all the other Tide Girl Love content coming out right now. Well, we'll get to it all eventually. Time is a thing, unfortunately. Anyway, if you can't do that, that's totally fine. Come join our Discord, where you can come talk to us and we get to know you a lot better. So we really do love you and hope you join our community.
Yes, and in the Discord, you can make friends with other people who really love the Thai Girl Love shows, not just us. There's just so many people always willing to talk and have fun. So make some friends.
So back to Pluto. We cut to Meemaw, and Meemaw sneaks into Ai's room, where she sees that Ai left her lamp on again. And Meemaw is annoyed because what a waste of electricity. Not
Wow.
Could you imagine if left her lamp on this whole time?
Oh my god. But like, think about it though. Like, when did I leave for Karat? So that means that like this lamp has been on literally all day. Poor Meemaw.
Yeah.
Meemaw's like, fucking I, god damn it, you left her Karat. You left her fucking light on, bitch. Like, I pay the bills here. So it's kind of fucked. I was
Yeah.
distracted by gay stuff.
After Meemaw turns the lamp off, she notices that I also didn't turn off laptop either. So, of course, she goes over to unplug it. Now, I have some questions about this
Oh, yes.
because when you look at the laptop, the screen is off. So it looks like
Correct.
it's just open. So maybe
Yes.
Meemaw's just upset that it's plugged in still, like probably fully charged, using power still,
Right.
even though it doesn't have to be.
Correct. 'Cause they're like,
But as
Meemaw doesn't work with a lot of computers, so she's like plugged in bad. Yeah. Meemaw came in to be the comic relief because of the fuck shit that just went down in the last scene.
yes,
And she does a
and
great job. We love you for
she
this.
does.
She
We love you,
does.
Meemaw. As Meemaw goes to unplug it, the computer screen turns on because it wasn't on,
No,
and it
it wasn't.
startles Meemaw.
I love that. She gets scared.
And I just love how she's like, "How do I turn this thing off?"
Girl, it was off. Yeah, this is so funny.
Conveniently, very conveniently, as Meemaw is staring at this laptop in bewilderment, trying to figure out, like, how do I turn this thing off? Because like she's never been able to afford a laptop.
Right.
This is ooms. I can't even afford a laptop.
Right.
So this
She
is
doesn't know what to do.
completely new
Yeah.
to her.
This is brand new.
Gets a message asking how she's doing and why she is in Karat because because there's a photo attached and the friend saw I pretending to be her on their friend's Instagram. So now Meemaw's seeing this photo that was sent to and Meemaw knows that is still in a coma.
Correct.
And I just said that she was in Karat. And now conveniently there's someone who looks like is in Karat. So I must be pretending to be her. And I just want to say, like, in this photo, it's just a beautiful photo of I and May in the background smiling,
It is.
while the foreground of the photo is ruined by the terrible twosome. No doubt gossiping about I and May in the background.
Yeah, and like I hate that they're in the photo, but also like they're in the foreground. So like, are they the focus of the photo? Like, was it their Instagram, or is this just somebody was at the opening, was like having a great time and took pictures of strangers?
Yeah,
Like, why were
it's
they
the
in the photo? They look like
random
the
photo 'cause
focus.
you can't tell what the actual subject is because they're not even they're off to the side. Like we're doing, I guess, the rule of thirds here.
We are doing the rule of thirds. It's just
Yeah.
like if it was Instagram, it's the square or whatever.
Yeah. It's a random photo.
But my question is like, who sent this? Like, does have other friends that aren't Jan? Like, who sent this?
An acquaintance that has known her like from afar,
but has her
never
number
really
and knows
talks.
her well enough that knew
Well,
that
like,
she was in the
it's
coma and then like
I thought it was a
texted
Facebook
her?
message.
Huh?
I thought it was like a Facebook message.
No, this is like instant this is like she has an Apple, so this is like somebody's sending her a text
Oh,
right
okay.
now, and they sent her the photo. So like that message would show up on your laptop unless you have it like do not disturb forever or whatever. So like somebody texted her. Like who's texting her? It's not Jan. She has other friends. Give us more about what the hell? Like we don't get this person's name.
We need to know more about We really do.
I'm just, Your Honor, where's the story? That's all I'm saying.
But for Meemaw, who's looking at this,
Yes.
so much has to be going on in her head. Like, first, I knows May now because she didn't. Like, and I'm pretty sure Meemaw knew that I didn't know May.
No, Meemaw knows about and May, which we find out later. And then she's like, fuck, what the hell is I doing with May?
Yeah, like, first of all, how does I even know May? And then she's like, I is with May. I is happy with May. what the hell is happening?
Seriously, what the
And, like,
hell is happening?
Poor Meemaw right now is probably like, what? Like, I just wanted to try and turn off this computer.
Right.
And now I'm like having an existential crisis because
seriously,
my
that is the
granddaughters are swapped. Is the right, no, this is not actually what she's thinking, but like, is the right one in the coma? Like, is the person I even think is in the coma right now?
I'm pretty sure she knew that because of the motorcycle riding, but like Zoom would never, but
anyway. Thank you, Meemaw. You have made us laugh. We needed that.
That's okay. Ai's about to make us laugh in a minute
Yes,
too.
I was
It's just
about to
this
be like,
just
we're
turns
gonna-
into a comedy the rest of the episode until
Yes.
the very last scene with May and Film's devastating tears. Like, God damn it, Film.
It's because that one was to get us out of the hurt from the previous scene. This one's to prepare us for the hurt in the next one.
Yep.
So back in Karat, Ai is drinking her thoughts and feelings away outside on the curb. And I just want to point out that even though she's drunk right now, she's able to throw her empty can perfectly into the trash can.
And I can tell you just by watching this was not her first time doing this while drunk. It's like the beer pong effect. Like, do you know what that is?
Well, I know what beer pong is.
Right, but it's like, okay, it's like one of those things where it's like, I only know how to do this when I'm drunk because I do it when I'm drunk. So like when you're playing beer pong, like you get better at it the drunker you get because you play it when you're drunk. So then your body knows how to do it while drunk. So this was not Ai's first time throwing a empty beer can into a trash can while inebriated because she's good at it. And I mean, she's done this before. I will tell you that right now.
That's fair.
That's what that means.
And then this is when Tan finds her. And I thank goodness that it's him and not some random person, because this could have been a very different scene if it
But
wasn't
also,
him.
like, what is he doing here?
I don't know. He's just always around.
Why is he wandering the streets? Like I imagine the way I got here was that this dumpster, I assume, is near the corner store or the gas station where she got the beer from. And like she just sat down. But like, what the hell is he? How did he get here? Is my question. Like, what was he doing? I'm sure that May was like called him, was like, Ai's missing, go find her. But like, how did he find this location? Is my like, what was his thought process to get here? Is my
Maybe
question.
it's really close to where they're staying and it's like literally like right around the corner.
Maybe. Well, I walked there, so it can't be far. But he's just like, well, I don't know. I guess May sent him out is my assumption. Just like, it's just random that it's Tan in my brain.
Yeah, I mean, he's
May
just
probably sent him.
Yeah. Even when you don't want him there.
I know. that's true. That is true. That is true.
So Tan asks Ai why she's drinking here because she could get in trouble. And meanwhile, Ai's just trying to drink to forget everything. And she's just sloppy drunk right now. So she snaps at Tan saying, let it come. And like,
my God,
she's clearly not okay right now.
No.
And Ai's ready for a fight. She's like, I'll fight anyone. But then's like, how could I fight the one in May's heart?
My God, Ai is so funny in the scene. First of all, we learn that Ai is an angry drunk because she's like ready to fight anybody with no context. She's like, let's just bring it on, bitches. And it's like, it's just Tan and nobody else. And I love that when she's like, she wants to fight May's first love, the person in her heart. So I love that Ai is essentially saying she wants to fight herself in this scene.
Which you've been fighting yourself this whole time, so
I know. It's so
you
funny,
already
though.
are doing it. Mission
Wants to
accomplished.
fight herself. Come on, girl.
Meanwhile, Tan is very confused right now because when did this happen? Like, he is as confused as Meemaw was trying to figure out how to turn the laptop off.
I also imagine, like, what the fuck did May actually tell him? Because May sent him out, let's be honest, to go find Ai. Like, what did May actually tell him? And then he finds
she didn't tell him anything.
Right, she probably didn't tell him anything. She's like, go find Ai right now. And then no context. And then he finds Ai, and Ai is like, I'm ready to fight the whole world and whoever's in May's heart. And she's drunk. And he's like, what the fuck happened between you two? He's like, because he knows it's Ai's the first one. Anyway, this was all weird. He's like, what the fuck did May do?
Yeah,
He's
and
like, this makes no sense.
when he last left them, I was super happy with May, and May wanted to tell Ai how much she meant to her that night. So how did we get here?
But also, to be fair, he is the one that said, don't confess you know she's Ai yet, because the Kasul situation just got messier.
Mhm.
So like, I don't know what he thinks this is all about, because yeah, he told her not to be honest. But anyway. What a
At
mess.
least Todd doesn't just leave her though.
No.
Well, first of all, May would have been really pissed if he did.
They would have killed him somehow.
Yeah. So he goes to sit on the curb with Ai, and like at the same time, Ai is trying to stand up and like get away, I guess. But she fails at this.
Yes.
Tom's like, where are you going? And Ai responds that she's gonna go fight her. So the person in May's heart.
Yes.
May's first love. And then she hilariously asked Tan for a time machine and then holds her hand out to him. And I just find that so hilarious, because as if he would actually have a time machine and it would fit in her hand.
Such a good acting choice. Give me the time machine. This was so fucking funny. And this is why Numtown won an award for this fucking show, because she's fucking brilliant. This was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. If she didn't win an award for this show, that would be a major crime.
Yeah, no, she just won. I think it was like called the Y Entertainment Award. Yeah. She won like Best Actress, like Girl Love Actress for Pluto. And fucking as she should, because of shit like this. Her acting choices are so on point. This was perfect, messy, drunk Ai-un. It was great. That was so funny. Give me the time machine.
Yes. It's so I just replay it over and over in my head, just like the way that she puts her hand out too.
It's like messy drunk, put her hands out. Yeah, no, this was such a funny acting choice. Like, she's so good. I keep saying, like, she acts with her entire body and just like nails it. Like, she's just so good. Give her more things, GMMTV. You give her a lot of everything. Things, give her more leading things, because she's so good at it.
That too, but just give her everything. Anything she asks for, give it to her.
She is your Tatiana Maslany, and you know it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Give her another project where she has to play multiple characters. I want to see like really Tatiana Maslany it up.
I want to see Orphan Black, but make it gayer. And
make it gayer and Thai.
Make her the lead.
Yeah, I want to see it. Okay.
Anyway,
back to this scene. Ai tells Tan that she wants to go back in time so she can meet May first.
So cute.
Spoiler alert, Ai, you would not be changing history at all.
You would just be remembering shit that you already did.
You know what? Give her the damn time machine so she can remember this.
Give her medication that helps her remember shit, and then maybe we won't need the time machine. Yeah, it's so sad, like, how upset Ai is over that, because she's like, that bitch ruined my life. And it's like, girl, it's you. And it's just like, May could have cleared all this fucking shit up by just telling you. She knows you're Ai and being truthful, but it's like, we're in this situation because nobody is being 100% honest. And so it's like, this is all, like, it's sad, but it's all self-inflicted by everybody, which is like the irony and like the ridiculousness of the situation. But I acknowledge all of that. But like, Ai's feelings in this moment are so heartbreaking, because she's just so fucking upset over that. Like poor baby. Like, when she let herself like accept her feelings, like, and then she got stabbed in the heart by being like, it's not me. It's so sad.
It is. And the only way to get rid of sadness apparently is to get really drunk.
I mean, yeah, that's, this is how Ai copes with shit. I'm just glad she's not like driving the car.
Oh my god. Thank you for not riding your motorcycle. I mean, not that you have
she doesn't have it. Yeah, I was going to say that, but I was like, she got it. She could have taken May's car and like,
she could have found a way to find a motorcycle. Let's be real. She could learn to hotwire or something.
Honestly, probably.
But anyway, it's at this point that Ai falls backwards. And I assume she is just asleep and not passed out. But like, it really could be either. And Han tries to catch her, but doesn't quite make it. And luckily she doesn't hit her head, but he's now left with an unconscious Ai.
Ton, what the fuck? You are a doctor, and he doesn't even like try to go for the back of her head as her head
like
is
her
hurtling towards concrete.
He's like, I'm not gonna make that. I'll try for her shoulder.
What the fuck, Don? What kind of doctor are you? Seriously, I need to know more about like what kind of doctor are you actually? Are you a dermatologist? Like that don't know shit? Like what are you doing? What are you doing, Don?
What? We got lots of dermatologists.
Fucking dermatologists rolling around this girl I've seen. Anyway, that was ridiculous.
And this is when Tan calls May. Because like he needs answers for someone who is actually coherent, because Ai's not giving him anything.
No.
Ai is just giving him more problems right now.
Ai is upset and messy drunk and angry. So he's like, May, I need context. What the fuck this is.
Yes. And he asks what happened because she said she was gonna make Ai hers. And May tells him it seems like I got her wrong. And asks Tan to bring her back to her. Like, yeah, I guess so, May. That would be a good indication.
Just a little.
Just a bit.
Also, like, Tan's a little bitch, too, because he doesn't tell her she's out here rambling about, like, time machines so she can go back and meet you first. Like, he could have told her that, and then May would kind of put together what the fuck happened, but, like, he's a shitty communicator sometimes, where he's like, tell May things, and that would also help speed this along, bro. Like, you didn't think that was important to tell her?
This might be a stereotype, but he's a guy. Does he know what's important?
Well, that's how, that's why he's single. Well, that's not why he's single. Manipulative father figures is why he's single. But like, yeah. Again, if you were friends with the maid and this was the maid taking care of Ai, she would have told you all this shit. Because the maid is actually observant and Tan is not.
She'd been like, asking for a time machine. Do you know anything about that? Like, is there something that's called a time machine?
No, seriously. Like, the maid would have repeated verbatim everything I just said, and May would be like, got it. Thank you, Esmeralda, or whatever your name is. I forgot what her name is. I'm just calling her that. It felt right.
I love it.
Okay, but then, like, here's the deal. So, like, when Tan calls May, we get a glimpse of May. So then, okay, my other question is always, like, how much time has passed? Because, like, Ai's, like, at the point where she's passed out drunk. So that's pretty fucking drunk, right? So, like, we get May. And May, like, in the time that it took Ai to get completely wasted, May changed, showered, got into bed. Like, she had a whole night routine that all went down in the time that I went missing. And, like, think about it. May was, like, left on the counter being like, I guess I'm not getting railed now. This is weird. And then, like, she had to process that, get off the counter, probably thought for a while, then like, time has passed is my point. And, like, then she hears this news from Tan that, like, Ai is, like, not okay. And, like, the look on May's face when she's on this phone call, she just looks really serious. Like, she's not okay with any of this and is just, like, has gone from, like, just being, like, worried to just, like, this is, like, strategist May face where she, like, I need to do damage control because something bad happened. It's not just the worry of the unknown. Like, she just looks, like, serious. Like, I have to fix whatever the fuck this is. So it's like the wheels are clicking in May's head already. She's already, like, planning what the fuck to do. And this is where Tan's information will be helpful so she could plan. But he's a little bitch. He's a little bitch.
He's a little bitch.
He is. He's a little bitch. He's not a good wingman.
All right. But now that May is expecting Ai to come back to her, Tan is left to deal with Ai by himself and get her back to May's room.
And, like, the funny part about this is he's like, God, May, do you see how wasted she is? Like, how the fuck? He's, like, saying it to himself. And then the camera hovers over Ai's, like, unconscious body on the sidewalk. And, like, Ai has to be a lightweight because she didn't even finish all the beers. Like, it's a 6-pack, right? There's 4 unopened drinks in that bag.
Unless
she had
for some
2
reason they
beers?
sell 8-packs. But, like,
No, like, this bit like, how much did she really drink? Poor Ai. There's no shame in being a lightweight, like, that's cost effective, honestly, but, like,
it is.
it
It
is.
definitely
It's cost
is.
effective. So, I'm like, how many drinks did she really have before she, like it's like, was it that one beer we saw her throw out, and then she's already, like, blackout drunk? It's like, girl, poor Ai. Why did you buy so many? That must
Or
mean
maybe
how
it's just the
sad she is.
exhaustion
Huh?
from the whole exhaustion from the whole time is making it worse.
Yeah, maybe, or just, like, if she is a lightweight and she knows it and she bought more than she could handle, that's, like, a reflection of how, like, upset she is that she was like, "Let's fuck my life," kind of thing, which is really sad. That's, like, dangerous for I,
Mhm.
dangerous mindset, basically.
Yeah, you just made that a lot more serious.
I mean, yeah, that's why May is upset. This bitch doesn't normally do these things, like, it's not good.
No. So, back in the hotel room, Tan's guiding a drunk Ai to the bed. Well, it looks like May is trying to help guide Tan to the bed.
Okay, but before we even get here, like, how did Don get her to the hotel? Like, did he have to, like how did that journey go? Like, did he just, like
I
he
feel
didn't
like
come with a car, like, I assume he just, like, had to, like, carry this drunk bitch back. Like, did he give her a piggyback ride? You can't piggyback ride in that dress, like, how did that go? He must have had to, like, drag her and she kept falling
yeah,
over, like,
I
it
feel
must
like
have been
he would
terrible.
like I don't know if he'd be smart enough to like put her arms around him and just like drag her back.
Oh my god. Either way, no matter how this went down, this must have been horrible for Ton. So no matter, it makes sense why he gets here and he's like, I'm done with this. Like he just had to drag this like grown ass woman, like literally probably drag her back here.
Yeah, and he's just done once
I'm done. I don't
he
blame him.
gets
I don't
eyes to
blame
the
him.
bed. And like
Oh
I
man.
love this moment because I just comically like falls forward, hitting the bed face first, and like grunts and like just it's just like and it's hilarious. I want that on repeat.
It was really
It's
funny.
on repeat in my brain, so at least it was the bed and not the floor. So that's something.
That's true.
And this is when drunk I is like conscious again and is like very hot. And she gets very frustrated because it's just too hot right now. And she throws off her jacket and struggles to reach the zipper. And it's just like zip, zip, zip. I guess that was her plea for help. But she's trying to take it off. Meanwhile,
Yes.
May is like, danger, danger. Todd might see something. I don't know how much she's taken off right now. So
Yeah.
May scrambles to cover up I with the comforter because only she is allowed to see I's bare back. So I mean, she doesn't know it's only her bare back because technically everyone's seen her bare back tonight. But
I
like,
mean, the thing is, she's afraid that Ai's gonna slip out of the dress and just be like very
yeah,
exposed. Like, who knows what kind of bra situation Ai's got going on? Who knows what's under
that's
the
true.
dress? Only May knows because May helped pick out the clothes. So she's like, fuck, she's in some scandalous shit. Probably. It's
Yeah.
probably just like underwear. And then she's like, but no one's allowed to see that. Ton, avert your male gaze. He's like, I'm a fucking doctor. But like, what the? This night is the
Yeah.
worst. Like, he doesn't get paid enough for this lesbian drama. He really doesn't. And that's why he's so pissed off in this scene.
Yeah. He's like, it's nothing I haven't seen before. And then he just calls her possessive. Like, you stop. You don't have to be so possessive.
But again, Ton, what
And
kind of doctor are you that you're seeing naked women? Like, what kind of doctor are you for real, though? I really want to know.
that you would have access to
Well, I think he just walked into the ICU and was nosy. I don't think
Okay.
that because, like, literally, if you're in a hospital wearing a white coat, you can go anywhere. Nobody questions you. Like, I think he just did that, and they were like, whatever. He's a doctor, I guess. He's wearing a white coat. Because, like, as a pharmacist in a hospital, I can walk into the ICU and look at patients, even if they're not my patients, and nobody questions me. So
Yeah, because
They're not like, you're a dentist,
all
what are you
you
doing
need.
here? They're just like, you're a doctor, I guess. So, but I just want to know, what is his medical practice? Because like, it's never explained. I'm just curious.
That's a great question. That's going to be your question at the end of this, by the way. So, spoiler alert.
There you go.
But anyway, Han, back to you saying that she doesn't have to be possessive. This girl has spent so long trying to get I.
I know.
She's not going to let anything happen to I or anyone see her body before she can be with I.
Or like, but okay, how
Or at
fucked
all.
up would it be that she's like, Tan, how dare you lay thine eyes upon my eye before I get to do that? Like she's like, I want my sight back, bitch, and I want to see her before you do. That's fucked up though. What a bad, again, he's a bad wingman sometimes. Understand where she's coming from. It's not that hard.
Yeah, and she continues her possessiveness by saying that she doesn't care how many women you've seen naked, Tan. Ain't no way he's seeing her girl naked.
Right. And like, okay, but like, this is obviously May's emotion speaking and not her brain, because this is insane. And this is how you know May is not okay, because this doesn't make any goddamn sense. Girl, you cannot see right now. And I is so drunk that he found her on the sidewalk. Although I don't think Tan told her any of this, so like not May's fault. And Tan had to like literally, like we said, probably drag her back to this hotel room, threw her on the bed, like because she fell over because she can't stand up. Like, there's no way May on her own can handle this bitch right now. Like, she was just flailing and trying to get the zipper down. Like, May can't handle I right now. I's a lot when she's drunk, as we've just noticed. Okay, so there's that. Like, May actually really probably does need help with I, but this is her being emotional, being like, don't touch, hands off my girl kind of shit. Which, sure. But then like we come to see that like she doesn't actually get I out of the dress, because like she just like leaves her on the bed, basically. And I also love the logic of May throwing the comforter onto I's body after I was just complaining it's so hot, I want this dress off. So then she puts a heavy blanket on top of her. Like, this night is such a hot mess. Like, it's like, May, you're just making it worse for I right now by like making her hotter. But then I love I just lays there after like the comforter's on her. She just kind of like gives up. Nobody's okay.
She's like, I'm too drunk for this.
Right.
I guess I'll overheat and die.
No, literally, like that's the energy. This scene is such a mess. It's pretty funny. Like the rest of this episode is actually pretty funny.
Yeah. And Tom just relents to May because these two have been a lot tonight for him.
Yes.
And he's getting a headache. So he just tells May to call him if she needs him. And he hands May stuff for a sponge bath. Meanwhile, Avi's just kicking her legs randomly while laying on the bed saying it's hot.
Yeah.
Again, the comforter is not helping it.
No! That was such a stupid move. But it was so funny. But like for May's point of view, I do understand where she's like, I don't know what she's removed. I can't see. So she doesn't panic, but it's comically hilarious the way they did this.
Yeah.
I'm so funny. Idiots.
So now that Tan is gone, May gets to work on the sponge bath. And we get a shot in the transition that shows I brought the Pluto candle. We've already seen that, but we get a really good close-up of the Pluto candle.
Yes.
And then there's one candle while May is giving I the sponge bath that has a flame that's like going crazy, and it's all that I could look at in the scene for some reason. It just made me nervous that it's so close to like the wall. I was like, I'm still on the burning the kitchen down thing. We're gonna burn the hotel down now.
That's I's fault. She traumatized you.
Yes. So eventually, while May is giving her the sponge bath, I says no more. And at first, we and May think that she's talking about the sponge bath. But poor drunk I, continues to say that she doesn't want to be anymore.
No. And this is like Ai's like lizard brain talking right now. It's like her like unfiltered like truth, right? Because she's drunk. So all of her emotional walls are completely gone. Her verbal filter is gone. So this is not the Ioun we normally see, who's always sacrificing the way she feels for other people kind of thing. She's just having feelings and then saying them. And like the bottom line is that like being hurts Ai, and it has been for a really long time. And this is the first time May is seeing that. That's like what's kind of significant here. Like we've seen it. We've seen Ai in her journals be like, I gotta let her go. Like, well, I gotta walk away, like all this stuff, and then be like, but I don't want to. And then she crosses it out. And so we've seen her oscillating, and we've seen like, even in the scene where the love confession scene, we saw like the conflict for Ai and how this like really bothers her, but like it hurts her to the point where she's crying over it with May in the room, which she doesn't realize. And after she says like, I don't want to be anymore, she says like no. And it's just like it to me, it's almost like and her eyes are closed, and it's like she's in between like being conscious and not conscious when she's saying this. So to me, it's almost like Ai's trapped in like this dream when like a nightmare when she's kind of like saying this stuff out loud because her eyes aren't open, you know?
Mhm.
And that's when May freezes when she hears the confession. So like, because this is the root of I quote like getting fresh air when she said she was leaving. And like I like disappearing into a dark alley and getting blackout drunk is like the equivalent of being like, I gotta get something out of my car, May, and like she ran away. So like this is like I gotta get some fresh air. That's code for I's gonna go get drunk in an alley. So remember that, May. And I like that as like May's coming to the realization that like I really doesn't want to cosplay her sister anymore. It's like literally hurting her. I like that we transition music wise into your story that's playing in the background because that's the song that's like, first of all, that's playing the song from a fair that they bonded over. So this is a bonding moment between May and I. So I like the choice from that angle. And then also in the show here, the song Your Story is the song that's sung by just I, basically. It's a solo song. And in the music video, I is basically like writing in her journal. So it's like she's like writing their story together. And it's like this moment where I is like, we can't have our story because I have to pretend to be my sister. But then May is being brought into the story by I making the confession. So I also like the song choice from like that angle.
Yeah. And then May gets closer to I and feels her way to her to put her hand on I's arm, and she just says, I know. At this point, at least I assume, because I doesn't remember it, I is asleep again, so she doesn't hear everything that May says next, which is a shame because she really does need to hear it.
I's so drunk right now that she's not gonna remember the shit the next day.
That's true. And as May is caressing I's hair, she tells her that she knows that she isn't and she also knows I loves her. But she actually does say I instead of this time. If you would have just said it before.
I know, but she tells us why she does it right now.
Yeah. So May then asks unconscious drunk I if she loves her enough to forgive her. And May's biggest fear right now is that when I finds out May was the reason someone she loves is dead, which is something huge
Yes.
that I is going to leave her.
Yes.
And
That
then
is a very valid fear.
yeah, because how do you predict how someone would react to that?
Well, I mean, hence the conversation they had earlier in the episode when she's like, "Hey, if I did something terrible, would you forgive me?" And I's like, "Well, it depends on what it is, May."
Mm-hmm.
That's the root of the fear here. She's like, "Well, fuck, what I did as murder adjacent." So, like, to somebody you know and love, like, that's one of the worst things you could do. So, that's going to be a test of like how much does I love me, because I's just told her I love you, and she knew it was I saying it from her heart because of how she said it. And so she's like, I know you love me, but do you love me enough? That's a valid thing to be insecure about given the bullshit happening with the stuff. And then like May has this really dark thing she's keeping from I. That, I mean, up until recently she didn't even know she was keeping from I, and now she's like, well, fuck, like here's another. Like
Yeah.
she's like, the thing isn't a real like barrier, but like this could be a real barrier to like us having a relationship for real. So I am like, May being afraid is valid. And so like
Her feelings are very valid.
yeah, so like not coming clean about being like, I know you're like I understand why, because like it's the same reason that like I was really hesitant for May to continue with I love you initially when she kissed her kind of thing, because she's like, this, I don't really want the fantasy to be shattered and to become a nightmare. It's the same thing for May. It's just she's like, I also don't want to tell you the truth and then have this turn into a nightmare when you find out who I really am, kind of thing. So it's like they both have that fear of like, once you find out who I really am, this will become a nightmare. It's just like they're coming at it from different angles. Very clever writing. Love it.
Yeah. And Maze then starts crying,
Oh,
rightfully
yes.
so, because this is a lot. And she runs her fingers to find I again and holds onto I's arm. And I'm sure that she just stays like that for as long as possible, because who knows if she's going to be able to hold her like this
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah. It's just like, and also amazing that situation where she's like, you're hurting because of me, and then I'm hurting because I can't be honest with you. And it's just, it's like, if to May, it feels like a no win situation kind of thing. Yeah. And so it's like, I like this scene from May because this is May confessing the reason she didn't call her I during their love confession, which would have been perfect, but like she did have a reason behind it, which was that her fear of losing I for real like outweighed her desire to have I all to herself, which is really, really sad when you think about it. And in this scene, again, the actors did such a great job using their voices to convey everything, because when film delivers a line as May to say, if you find out I'm the reason that I am responsible for someone you love dying, the way she uses her voice, it's so small, her voice, and she sounds so fucking terrified the way she says it. Like, very good acting choice, because May is this like big person with this big personality who in I's eyes is like can conquer the world, and here she is in this little private moment and she sounds so tiny, which is atypical for May. So that like again conveys just like how terrified she is, because we never really see May like that. And then to couple that, to continue with the acting choices, after she kind of delivers those lines in these really like heartbreaking and like terrified like voice, she then collapses onto I. And like if you look at her, she looks like a scared child the way she's clinging onto I in this scene. It's not like a romantic thing. She's just like a scared little kid who's like holding on to like their loved one for dear life kind of thing. It's very desperate the way it reads. And it's like what it really boils down to is that like May is so scared of like losing I forever that she'd like rather keep the charade going, but and she knew on some level that I hated it too, but like the cost of this game is that it's hurting I to the point where I's like blackout drunk crying over it, right? So it's like it's literary irony at its finest, where it's like, I don't want to lose you. I want to have you forever. But then, like, the cost of that is hurting you and me. And it's like, there's no winning kind of thing. Even if we came clean, we could lose each other for real still. So it's like, there's no winning in the situation, which is really scary. And so it's really, I feel really, really bad for May because she's just like in an impossible situation. And like the cost is like high no matter what. So it's really shitty.
Yeah. She wants to be selfish and selfless at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no good. To me, I think it feels like there's no good the good outcome seems really like harder and harder to reach versus a bad outcome, no matter how she
Mhm.
plays this kind of thing. So it's really sad. So we had a really good moment in this episode and then some funny moments, and it ends with just devastation.
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 They're really good at devastation.
So good. Yeah, I know. Film in particular is really
We
good
haven't
at
even gotten
fucking
to the epitome
devastation.
of devastation yet.
Yeah, no, we will get there. We'll be there for a while. Okay, so with that, let's jump into Taylor Swift songs for this episode. I will start with Say Don't Go, which is the song I used for my Pluto edit because this entire song is about Pluto. But the part for this episode that I wanted to highlight is the scene where when I kisses May and then realizes that May is in love with her first love, who could be and then goes out to get drunk. So it's the part where they're making out, and then like I's like in her brain. Now I'm pacing on shaky ground. Strike a match. That's the makeout session. Then you blow it out. So that's when May's like, "Why do you love me, May?" And then she's like, "Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I lied. Strike a match." That's the start of them making out, and then it's like, oh no, it's not fair because you kiss me and it stops time, and I'm yours, but you're not mine. Oh no, you're not there. So that was like them making out, and then her being like, "Why do you love me?" And then she's like, "My first love." And then I's like, "Oh, because you're not mine." Then we transition, and this is perfect because then I's like, "Gotta go get some fresh air." Then we transition to I'm standing on the sidewalk alone because I get drunk on the sidewalk. I wait for you to drive by. I'm trying to see the cards that you won't show. I'm about to fold unless you say, "Don't go." I would stay forever if you'd say, "Don't go." So that's like I drunk on the sidewalk being like, what is the truth? Really? I need a time machine. Like, and it's just like, if only May would like tell me it was me, I would never leave. But then she's like, I'm in this position where I feel like I have to leave and I don't want to. So it's a perfect song. Again, if you haven't seen the edit that I made, you'll see why. That's my thesis of why this song is very Pluto coded, but particular those two sequences was like my inspiration essentially for using this song was these songs or these two scenes.
And boy, does it fit.
It does.
It's a really great song for it.
It is.
And it's a really great edit, so go check it out. All right, so the song I picked was Cruel Summer, but a specific part of it. And I'll just say this song part first. So I'm drunk in the back of the car, and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar. Said I'm fine, but it wasn't true. I don't want to keep secrets just to keep you. So guess what that part I was talking about? It's mostly just drunk I not wanting to be anymore.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to keep the secret that she's not just to stay with May because it hurts. And she's literally drunk, just not in the back of a car, on the back of Ton. That's where she's drunk.
She was like drunk on the back of Ton's back, probably, when he's trying to
Yeah.
take her back, crying like a baby. Let's be real, that was a mess. When Ton was trying to take her home, that was a mess.
I wish we saw that.
That was a mess. It had to have been. There's no way that went smoothly. There's no way.
No.
No. Okay, I think we've already given out the big gay energy award. It's
Yeah.
and May's makeout session, let's be honest. All right.
Yeah,
any
that's really all
challenge-
there was too. So for big gay energy moments.
Also, I think Ploy thought she was having a big gay energy moment. She's
Yeah.
like, well, May's in love with her first love, but like that, no, Ploy, no, girl, she tried, but that was
You
not
can't-
big gay energy.
You can't speak around things with I either.
No.
So
No,
you guys tell her directly.
no.
Okay. Well, if you got to this far in the episode, we want to know. And how will we know? We will know because you're going to answer this question, which we already told you. What does Dr. Tan do? What is Dr. Tan a specialty of?
Yeah, what kind of doctor is he? Is he like a primary care doctor? Is he a dermatologist?
Is he even a doctor?
Is he even
at
a
all?
doctor? Like,
Is he
what does
pretending
he
to-
do?
Did he get a white coat for Halloween and just showed up at the hospital and no one questioned it?
Also, your other bonus challenge is like our listener stated earlier, who has more big gay energy, Jan or Oat? And let us know why. That was the other bonus challenge.
I have a third bonus one too,
Oh my
which is another
God.
question you brought up.
Busy.
Well, this one, it's just if you want to. Where did I get her skills from in that scene?
Oh yeah,
From
yeah. Pang
Hang
versus
or novels?
how did she learn how to be a master of ravishing women? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Seems pretty
I got her the
fan-fishy.
Big Gay Energy Award.
Yeah. How did she win the Big Gay Energy Award? What was her secret? Let us know. All right. So that is the conclusion of episode 7. We'll be taking a break from Pluto next week, but you'll be getting a fun episode about why we loved the Free and Becky movie, Uranus 2324, because that was a kick-ass movie. And if you haven't seen
really
it,
was.
go watch it. It's so good.
It's available for more people now too. It just came out on Prime in the US and the UK. So
yes,
we finally have access to it.
We finally have access to it. Go watch it. It's fantastic. And if you've seen it and you're confused by it, we will try to make sense of it in our discussion episode that'll be coming out next week. So stay tuned for that. And then afterwards, we'll be back to get into episode 8, which is a fun.
Woo.
The episodes get fun from here on out. They're less devastating until we get to episode 11. So, we're getting into it. So until next time, hydrate for lesbian Jesus.
And gay it up all over the place.
Bye.
Bye.
And with that, we've been Big Gay Energy. If you like this episode, check out all our other episodes right here on YouTube.
Please like, leave a comment below, and subscribe for more amazing super gay content.